very good afternoon to everyone present here today. I'm Manru. Hi Kashish. Extend a warm welcome to all of you in today's session on career and entrepreneurship opportunities in clinical research. First of all, let us stand up for DAV anthem.
सलिल सदय ज्ञान प्रदायिनी ज्योतिर्मय हो चहु दिशि उद्घोष अभय दिए विजय जय दिए विजय जय प्रबल प्रवाहमयी नित नूतन जीवन दायिनी सदा सनातन वेद प्रणीता परम पुनीता ये धारा अक्षय दिए विजय जय दिए विजय जय दयानंद से प्रेम भक्ति ले हंस राज से त्याग शक्ति ले धर्म भक्ति का राष्ट्र शक्ति का वो दिन मान उदय जय जय दिए विजय जय सुख समृद्धि इसकी लहरें प्रेम शांति इसके तट ठहरे सघन शांतिमय प्रबल कांतिमय लिए अटल निश्चय दिए विजय जय दिए विजय जय
Clinical research is a rapidly growing field that plays a vital role in development of new treatments and cures for various diseases. However, there is a lack of awareness about the career opportunities available in clinical research. Ms. Ekta Garewal, a proud alumni of DAV College, Jalandhar, will be holding our session. She is seasoned professional in the field of clinical trials and is working with several community hospitals and NGOs for creating awareness about clinical research in Illinois, USA. Ma'am, we welcome you all. So, I will request our worthy principal, Dr. Rajesh Kumar, Dr. Rajiv Puri and Professor Namrata Kapoor and other council members to extend token of gratitude and floral welcome to our honored guest, Ms. Ekta Garewal. Thank you everyone. Now, I would like to invite our worthy principal sir to share views regarding this session.
Thank you very much, dear students. Very dear Ekta Garewal, who is alumnus of this great institution, that is DAV College, Jalandhar. Dr. Rajiv Puri, conveners, IAC, faculty members, and very dear students. Today, we are going to have a very important and very useful talk by Ms. Ekta, who will be talking to you on entrepreneurship and career opportunities in clinical research. First of all, I would like to extend my heartiest welcome to our guest speaker. It is just like an opportunity sent by Almighty that Ekta, who had been our student in MSc Mathematics, and now she's based at Illinois, USA, and she's running an NGO, 6 in clinical research there itself. And the area on which she is going to speak today, that what are the career opportunities in clinical research, because this area many of you might not have heard about what this is all about. But this is a very integral area without which no drug, no medicine can be launched in the market. All the medicines and all the drugs that we consume for the cure of various ailments, they are tried and tested. And those trials and tests are called clinical tests. That's what we call as clinical research. So earlier, because there are different phases through which these tests are conducted. To start with, they are on the farm animals, laboratory animals, and then they are extended to human beings in a phased manner. And what is the impact of that drug? What changes does it produce in the body of human beings, on the physiology of the body, and efficacy, that how effective that drug is across different age groups, then across different genders, across different ethnic groups. What's the difference of that impact of that drug or effect of that drug? That is thoroughly tested before it is launched in the market. So this is the area on which she is going to talk about, rather not exactly into this part, but what are the career opportunities available? How can you make career in this area? What are the various aspects which can provide you lucrative jobs, handsome pay package, and what can be the other aspects related to it? What do you need to have? But before I call her to speak, I must tell my students that Ekta, who passed her MSc in mathematics, and the area in which she is now, that's totally different from mathematics. Gone are the days when people used to pursue their career in the chosen field of their studies, that if you are from medical background or commerce background or arts background, you will pursue your career in that area. There are no barriers now. The person who's mathematician can be a good practitioner, can be a good musician, can be a good astrologer. So all those glass ceilings have been broken down. Even the new policy on education, NEP 2020, it says that the compartmentalization between arts, commerce and science, that is going to go away now. A student who is taking physics is free to take political science along, can take history, and from 2024 on, there will be no streams like commerce, science and arts in the colleges, schools and the universities. Everybody will be free to choose any subject, any paper. The only requirement will be that you have to pass a fixed number of papers before getting a graduation certificate. So she is already into that, and many more people. She's the one who's known to us, and she is the sister of Professor Namrata Kapoor, who is assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science of the college. And she wrote her in to come and deliver this talk. So I always say that this is a God-sent opportunity for us, because a researcher or a person who is into clinical research is with us to talk to our students. So I'm sure that this session will be very fruitful, very useful for you. So please listen carefully. It is very, very interesting field. Even I wanted to listen to her, but I have my own assignments, my own engagements at multiple places. So I welcome again Ekta here in the college, her own college, and I thank her that she thought of her college and agreed to deliver a talk for our students. So please listen to her carefully, and if you have any queries, please do come forward. Ask her, maybe that she helps you or you get some clue to make your career in this area. Dr. Rajiv Puri, who is convener IAC of the college, he is leaving no stones unturned to catch upon any of the resource persons to organize any activity concerned with IAC. So thanks to you, Mr. Rajiv Puri, and all the teachers and non-teaching staff who have been instrumental in making this session a success deserve my appreciation. So thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for motivating us. Now I would like Dr. Rajiv Puri, convener IIC, to put some light regarding this session.
Good afternoon, students. A very warm welcome to Ma'am Ekta Garewal and Vardi Principal Sir. This institution's Innovation Council is giving a platform to the students to foster their career in different fields. We, as I have already discussed in my previous workshops, like there were 4 quarters for this institution's Innovation Council's curriculum. We started with the ideation, in which we discussed how to generate ideas, how to think about the problems, giving a different perspective to those. Then in the second quarter, we discussed how to create your startups. In the third quarter it was dedicated to IPR, how to register or how to protect your intellectual properties. And in the fourth quarter to come, we'll be discussing how to generate funds for your startups. So today's lecture is basically an altogether different field for us. Before meeting Ekta Garewal, I was actually aware of the fields like doctors, engineers, CAs, and then pharmacists who work in the different pharmacy companies. And this is going to be an altogether different field. I myself was from medical background in +2 and then I switched over to the computer science. So you never know कि कौन सा फील्ड आपको कब क्लिक कर जाएगा. मेडिकल से एकदम से ट्रांसफॉर्म होके इंजीनियरिंग में आना, और मैं मैथ से ट्रांसफॉर्म होके एकदम से ये क्लिनिकल ट्रायल वाले फील्ड में चले गए हैं. सो यू मस्ट कीप योर आइज ओपन. अभी तो आप लोग जो हो ना, ये आपका ब्लैंक माइंड है इस टाइम पे. आप जो इसके ऊपर लिख लोगे, दैट इज गोइंग टू मेक योर करियर. सो अटेंड टुडेज लेक्चर and do ask as many questions as you want. Okay? So all the best to you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now I would like to invite our honored guest, Ms. Ekta Garewal, clinical research professional, to continue with the session.
Thank you so much, Principal Sir, Martha Kapoor, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, and Professor Rajiv Puri, for giving me the opportunity to talk about the research opportunities today. So that's what our topic is today, and we are going to keep it short and sweet, and also we are going to make it interactive. I'm not here just to deliver a lecture. We are going to make it interactive. So ask any questions that you have, and feel free to raise your hand anytime if you have any questions while I'm talking. So I know you must be wondering how I got into this field. क्योंकि जिਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਪੁਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਕਿ मैं ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੈਕਗਰਾਉਂਡ ਹੈਗੀ ਮੈਥਮੈਟਿਕਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. So I done my masters in mathematics here in the DAV college. ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ I moved to England, and my husband was working at the university in the research department. So ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ studies ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ investigator initiated, not the pharmaceutical ones. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਾਂ protocols ਆਪ ਲਿਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ. So he was working on some research studies, university level ਤੇ. And I got interested in that field too. I wanted to explore, so ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ volunteer ਕੀਤਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਦੇਰ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. And then later on I switched to the pharmaceutical trials. Compared to university-based trials, I find कि ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ pharmaceutical studies ਨੇ, so you get more work-life balance, there's more stability, and there are tons of opportunities around. Okay. So I also have teaching background. मैं DAV college, HMB college which teach भी ਕੀਤਾ. I have grown a lot in this field of clinical research, and I want to help society to learn and grow as I have grown. Because many different backgrounds, I still have grown a lot. I provide oversight for clinical trials in the community hospitals in Chicago, Illinois. I have enjoyed this field a lot, and you can enjoy it the same way. So today my focus is going to be on the clinical research opportunities that are there for you. And I really want to work to make a difference in the society and leave footprints for the future generation. So that's what our agenda is today. We're going to talk about clinical research, what clinical research is. Although principals are already shed light on that. Clinical research ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਮੈਡੀਸਿਨਸ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ devices ਨੇ, new devices, we have to test those before they become available for public use in the market. The clinical research ਦੇ through testing ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ drugs ਨੇ, new drugs, new devices, they are safe, they are effective. We are going to talk about the qualification. ਕਿ ਕੀ qualification ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ. In the United States, if anybody wants to enter into the research field, ਕੋਈ hard and fast rule ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ bachelor's ਹੋਵੇ ਜਾਂ master's ਹੋਵੇ. Anyone can get into this field as long as ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਉਮਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ 21 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ 2 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ college credit ਹੈਗਾ. Anybody can enter into this field. Isn't that surprising compared to here in India, right? We have a lot of challenges and there's a lot of competition. But in the United States, ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ workforce ਦੀ shortage ਹੈਗੀ. So I do have a slide ਜਿਹੜੀ I'll show you ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ enter ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ in India research ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੀ qualification ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about different roles that are there. There are multiple stakeholders ਕਿ ਇੱਕ organization ਜਾਂ ਇੱਕ company ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. There are different stakeholders and I'm going to talk about that. ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ business opportunities ਕਿੱਦਾਂ avail ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, what job opportunities are there, we're going to talk about that as well. So you guys already know what clinical research is about, right? So for any new drug or device to come to the market, it usually takes like 8 to 10 years. It's a long process. Overnight kuch nahi happen hoga. Overnight koi bhi drug ya device ਜਿਹੜੀ approve hogi. So it takes long time. We have a recent example, ਜਿਵੇਂ COVID vaccine, ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਜਿਹੜੀ Pfizer ਨੇ ਬਣਾਈ, Moderna ਜਾਂ Johnson and Johnson ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ COVID vaccine ਬਣਾਈ ਹੈ. So it was expedited process. Otherwise ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਵੀ studies ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ new drug ਜਾਂ device ਜਿਹਨੇ market ਵਿੱਚ ਆਣਾ ਹੈ 8 ਤੋਂ 10 ਸਾਲ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ. They do long-term safety studies to make sure it's safe before it becomes available for anyone to use. ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ research studies ਨੇ ਉਹ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਨੇ? So they are conducted at different sites. It could be a clinic, it could be a hospital, private practice, it could be a university. ਜਿੱਥੇ patients are being enrolled into studies. Okay, so we talked about COVID vaccine. Like I said, it was an expedited process, but otherwise time लगता है. So that's why ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ research companies ਨੇ, pharmaceutical companies, they spend billions of dollars ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਪਫਰੰਟ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਮਨੀ ਟੂ ਬ੍ਰਿੰਗ ਦ ਡਿਵਾਈਸ ਐਂਡ ਦ ਡਰਗ ਟੂ ਦ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਦੈਨ ਦੇ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਰੈਵਨਿਊ ਆਊਟ ਆਫ ਦੈਟ। ਪਰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ 8-10 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਸਪੈਂਡ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਮਨੀ on the new drug or device to bring it to the market. So there is lack of awareness. So we know about how to become a nurse, we know about how to become a doctor. ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ career path ਹੈ ਕਾਫੀ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਹੈਗਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਸ ਫੀਲਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਾ, ਬਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ clinical research ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਾ, so there are different routes that you can take. ਤੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੀਲਡ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੂਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਐਂਡ ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਦੈਟ ਇਜ਼ ਕਾਮਨਲੀ ਡਿਸਕਸਡ। ਮਿਸਕਨਸੈਪਸ਼ਨਸ ਕੀ ਹੈਗੇ, ਐਂਡ ਆਈ ਆਲਸੋ ਗੈਟ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਕੁਐਰੀਜ਼ from the students in India as well as in Canada. They are under the impression that they have to have a PhD to start in research. Yeah, they also sojde ne ki you have to be working in a lab, that's what the research is. But that's not the case. ਜਿਹੜੀ research industry it's a big industry, ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ IT ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ jobs ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, administrative jobs ਨੇ, manufacturing ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, legal ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, finance ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, clinical operations ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ. There are tons of opportunities around in different departments, different fields. So when you hear clinical research, don't think we are just talking about the clinical stuff. You're working in a lab, or you have to have a PhD to enter into this field. Anybody can enter into this field as long as you are motivated, you have passion for research, and you have passion for healthcare, and you are really looking forward to grow into a field that's rapidly expanding. So there are tons of opportunities around. So especially ਜਿਹੜੇ medical assistants ਨੇ, nurses ਨੇ, pharmacy technicians, lab technicians, even foreign medical graduates, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਬੜੀ ਵਧੀਆ opportunity ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. It's a growth opportunity for them. So let's take an example. Medical assistants, young nurses, what do? They do the patient care. They have to see like 40-50 patients every day, right? Patient volume is very high. But when they switch to clinical research, let's say a nurse switched to research as a research nurse, ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ duties ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ, they have to do the patient care, but it's a combination of patient care plus administrative work. Because when you switch to research, the patient volume is going to be low. You're not going to be seeing like 40-50 patients every day. Because these patients have to meet the certain eligibility criteria that's in the protocol. ਜਿਹੜਾ pharmaceutical companies ਜਾਂ CROs ਨੇ develop ਕੀਤਾ. So patient volume is going to be low. ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ they get work-life balance and also remote opportunities. So it's a good opportunity for anyone who is already in the medical field. And I wanted to talk a little bit about foreign medical graduates as well, because we get contacted by a lot of international students. And when they move to the US and they are medical graduate here, there they struggle to get into healthcare field. If they want to become a doctor in the United States, ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ, and it's very expensive too. Financial burden ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ. And what they do is they end up working in the grocery stores ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ job ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ. So ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੌਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਸਟੋਰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ. ਸੋ ਐਂਡ ਯੂ ਗਾਇਜ਼ ਕੈਨ ਇਮੈਜਿਨ ਹਾਊ ਡਿਸਅਪੋਇੰਟਿੰਗ ਦੈਟ ਇਜ਼, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸੀ ਤੇ US ਜਾਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਉੱਥੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਗਰੋਸਰੀ ਸਟੋਰ 'ਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਤਾਂ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਵੇਅਰ ਕਰਾਈਏ ਕਲੀਨਿਕਲ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਦੇ ਕੈਨ ਈਜ਼ਲੀ ਗੈਟ ਇਨ ਟੂ ਦਿਸ ਫੀਲਡ US ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ਲਾਈਕ ਆਈ ਸੈਡ, ਉੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਹਾਰਡ ਐਂਡ ਫੈਸਟ ਰੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ. ਇਫ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਬੈਕਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਕੇਅਰ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਤਾ, ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਈਜ਼ਲੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਡ ਟੂ ਵਰਕ ਔਨ ਦਾ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਸਟੱਡੀਜ਼, ਐਂਡ ਇਟਸ ਐਨ ਈਜ਼ੀਐਸਟ ਐਂਡ ਕੁਇਕੈਸਟ ਰਾਊਟ ਜੇ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਟੇਟਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਕਲੀਨਿਕਲ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਟਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ. ਸੋ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟਸ ਕੀ ਨੇ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਫੀਲਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਟਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ? ਯੂ ਗੈਟ ਵਰਕ ਲਾਈਫ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ, ਲਾਈਕ ਵੀ ਟਾਕਡ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਦੈਟ. You get recognized in the medical community. You feel yourself as you are being a part of the next discovery, and there are a lot of growth opportunities down the line. remote opportunities ਵੀ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ. Next slide, please. So this is for you guys ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਟਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ, what qualification you guys need to have. So masters in life sciences, biotech, microbiology, biochemistry, pharmacy, nursing, bachelors in medicine, Ayurvedic medicine and surgery, dental surgery, physiotherapy, or anyone who has PhD in life sciences or pharmacy. So it's different than the United States. Like I said, in the United States, anybody can enter into this field, even if you do not have bachelor's degree. You can still be trained to work as a research coordinator, and you can start working on research studies. But this is the basic qualification that the sponsors and CROs, they may require when you apply for the positions in the research field. Next. So as long as you're motivated and you really want to grow in your career, if you have passion for healthcare, for research, then you are the right fit for this field. So there are different roles in clinical research. So pharmacovigilance is one of them, and then clinical operations, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ studies manage ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, monitor ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ from the startup to the close out. And then medical writing field, data management, and regulatory. And we are going to be leaving some books with the library. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਲੱਗੇ ਉਹ ਬੁੱਕਸ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਕਰਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਘਰ ਲਿਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹੋ ਤੇ you'll get lot of good knowledge from there. So ਅੱਜ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੀਲਡਸ ਦੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਡੀਟੇਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲੂਗੀ ਬੁੱਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਟਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਹਾਂਜੀ. So where to start from? Like I said कि काफ़ी opportunities हैं. So the question is going to be ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰੀਏ, right? So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ bachelor's ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ post graduation ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, right? ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ job ਲੱਭਣੀ ਹੈ, right? You have to look for a job. ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ volunteer opportunities ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ research sites ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ try ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ if you can get volunteer opportunities. ਕੋਈ ਵੀ search for the clinics ਜਾਂ hospitals nearby ਜਿੱਥੇ clinical studies ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, and you can volunteer there, right? So that way you also get some hands-on experience and a kind of training, right? So that's the one thing that you can try. Another thing is ਜਿਹੜੇ CROs ਦੇ sponsors ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ internship opportunities ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ. They have lot of internship opportunities and you can try for those. And they provide on job training. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉੱਥੇ training ਵੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਸ field ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. Okay, that's another way that you can try. ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ CROs ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ CRA ਇੱਕ opportunity ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, clinical research associate job. That's a monitoring job where you travel to different sites across India. Yeah, it could be international travel as well. कि जिथे जिथे studies हो रही हैं, you go there and you monitor the studies. You see if the studies are being conducted as per the protocol, as per the GCP guidelines, good clinical practice guidelines, as per the FDA guidelines, as if the studies are being conducted ethically, data integrity is being maintained, patients are being kept safe in the studies. So that's what the role entails. So as a monitor, you travel to different sites and provide monitoring services. And for that one, CROs, they can provide training. And they hire freshly graduates. So keep in mind. So you guys have to explore that, okay? And then this is something that I recommend it the most, that if you want to enter into this field, like I said, there are different stakeholders. Did we miss that slide? There was one slide where I was going to show all the stakeholders. Hanji. Go back, please. This one, right. So let me give you the bird's eye overview, how the industry looks like. Kede stakeholders hai ne? So let's start with the pharmaceutical companies. So they are the ones, they make the drug or the medical device. And they are the sponsors of the studies, and they finance the studies, and they spend like billions of dollars on the studies, and what their focus is on to test if the study drug or the study device that is safe before they become available for the public use. Okay, so that's the sponsor, pharmaceutical companies, and examples are like Pfizer, Moderna, GSK. And then they have expertise to make the drug. Then they outsource the research part to the contract research organizations. That we call is the CRO. Okay, and the examples of the CROs are like Seniors Health. Did anybody ever hear about any CROs? MedPace, Seniors Health, IQVIA, LabCorp. Nobody ever heard about any of the CROs? No? Okay. So now you guys know, right? The pharmaceutical companies, they make the drug and they outsource the research part to the contract research organizations, CROs. And what do is they write the protocol, they write the consent form for the patients. They have monitors who would visit the sites and see if the studies are being conducted as per the protocol. That's what their role is. And then we have biotech vendors as well as lab vendors. Biotech vendors भी होंगे, lab vendors भी होंगे ने. So it's a big industry. क्योंकि जो तो studies होंगी patients से ऊपर, right? There are a lot of resources that are needed. तुसी patient का blood draw करना है, वो lab kits किथों आओगे? So ਜਿਹੜਾ sponsor है, they are gonna contract with the lab vendors. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ supply करोगे lab kits. तुसी patients अपने studies ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖੇ ਨੇ, है ना? And they have to do an electronic diary. They have to report their symptoms every day. Electronic diary. वो हम sponsor या CRO तो नहीं बनाएगा. They don't have expertise. क्योंकि हर stakeholder की अपनी expertise है. So they get involved, the biotech vendors, and they will make the diary for the patients. जिन्हें patients ने use करनी है, and they have to report their symptoms electronically. Right? That's another example. Other than that, we also have regulatory bodies. Like in the United States, we call it IRB, Institutional Review Board, जिन्हों ने make sure करना है कि जो भी develop हुआ protocol, consent form, वो double check होना है. So there is a team of professionals who would review everything, then it will get approval, and then they will give you green light and you can start enrollment. पर ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ethics ਦੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ FDA ਅਸੀਂ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਟੇਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ FDA ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ SIDISCO regulatory body ਜਿਹਨੇ drug ਜਾਂ device ਨੂੰ approve ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. So I hope you guys understand. I know there's a lot of information to absorb, but keep in mind कि ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ graduate ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ, there are going to be tons of opportunities around, and you guys have to explore clinical research field as well. So different stakeholders. So ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ jobs ਹੈਗੀਆਂ. It's not just कि pharmaceutical companies ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ job apply ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਲੱਭਣੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ internship opportunity apply ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ. ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ stakeholders ਨੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਕੋਲ jobs ਹੈਗੀਆਂ. Okay, so we can move to the next slide. Any questions so far?
Ma'am,
Hanji.
in India, as we know that AIMS,
Hanji.
we used to have the intake of biotechnology students,
Hanji.
clinical research.
Hanji.
Do other hospitals also have such kind of things in India? In Indian?
Could be. You can read that book, or I can connect you with someone from our team in India, and they can give you better answer on that.
Because one of our students,
Hanji.
he has into this field, clinical research in AIMS.
Hanji.
So there was at at that moment the qualification was either the student should have a biotechnology background or should have MBBS. So only those they have been in that particular that slot of students. So then he has been given some opportunity, very well, now he is well settled. But I don't know exactly that whether other hospitals or good institutions, they also offer such opportunities for Indian students or not.
Yeah, and I can find out that for you. Hanji. That's a good question.
That would be better.
Yeah, we'll find that out for you. Hanji. So I'm going to talk about different positions. So the best one to start with is going to be, like I said, कि अपने nearby देखो कोई clinic या hospital जिथे research चल रही है. So try to get some hands-on experience, and they may hire you eventually. जे तुसी quality work produce कर रहे हो, and they like you, and they have position, they may hire you. As a research coordinator, you get to learn about different aspects of clinical studies. You get to see the patients. You learn about the patient recruitment, how patients are recruited in the study, what strategies do they use to enroll patients into the studies. You get to learn about regulatory, you get to learn about data management, and you manage the studies independently, and you also become a part of audits, down the line, sponsor, FDA audits on the end. And this is the best position where you can learn about the industry a lot, and you get to work with different stakeholders. जेरे भी मैं mention किते ना पहला CROs या sponsors या फिर जेरे regulatory bodies ने lab tech vendors, biotech vendors and lab vendors. So see, उन्ना सारे नाल you make connections, and you get to work with them directly. So this is the best position to start with. Okay, and next one please. So there's another position at the site level, there's a regulatory coordinator, but a position jehdi CRO level te bhi hundi hai. So you may have to maintain regulatory at the site level in the clinic or hospital jithe tusi kaam kar rahe ho, like the medical licenses of the research staff, ya jehde tode CVs ne, ya training certificates ne. You have to maintain those throughout the study. That we call is regulatory. And we have other, some formalities too with the paperwork that we do with the government agencies like the FDA, and you guys have Cisco. So वो सारा regulatory के अंदर आ जाता है. And trust me, once you have learned the fundamentals, you can apply these throughout your life, wherever you go, wherever you work. एक बार इतना पता चल गया, and you have gained the skills, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਲਈ easy ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ, and you're going to enjoy this a lot, and you get flexibility with your schedule once you have learned how to work on the regulatory or as a coordinator. And the next position, if you would like to go, patient recruitment specialist. That's another position that you can work on. ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਜਾਂ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਡੇਟਾਬੇਸ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ, and they enroll patients into their own data from their own database. ਪਰ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ patients ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ database ਵਿੱਚੋਂ. Then they apply different strategies, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ social media campaigns run ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ, on Facebook, Instagram ads ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ to enroll patients into the studies. So there are different strategies that can be used. So ਜਿਹੜਾ patient recruitment specialist ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦੀ ਇਹ ਹੀ ਖਾਸੀਅਤ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ patient ਹੀ enroll ਕਰਨੇ studies ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, patient ਲੱਭਣੇ with different criterias, with community outreach, ਜਾਂ marketing ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਜਾਂ through the social skills, word of mouth, healthcare fairs ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਨੇ ਉੱਥੇ studies advertise ਕਰਨੇ. So kind of that position. That's there too. And then actual revenue that comes is from the studies and the patients. जितने भी studies चल रही हैं. So if you are good with the marketing and you can bring more patients into the studies, and if you are good with making relationships with the sponsors and CROs, so you can bring more studies to your site, then this is a good fit for you. As a business development specialist, you find new ways to expand. ज़्यादा वधिया relation बनाने sponsors नाल, उन्हां नूं वधिया quality work तुसीं उन्हां नूं देना है ताकि वो next time जदों उन्हां कोल new study आवे वो तुहाडे नाल काम करन लई ready होण. Okay, because the actual revenue that comes is from the studies, and the patients. So if you're good with bringing studies in and bringing patients in, then this is a good role for you. And then down the line, once you have gained experience as a coordinator or a business development specialist, you can also become a site manager, where you manage a team of coordinators. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, now you provide the oversight. You supervise the team of coordinators. You make sure that studies are being conducted ethically. You maintain good communication with the stakeholders. So, ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨਸ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਸਾਈਟ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਇਨ ਦ ਕਲੀਨਿਕਸ ਹਸਪੀਟਲਸ, ਬਟ ਸੇਮ ਟਾਈਟਲਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ CRO ਸਪਾਂਸਰਡ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ. ਇਫ ਯੂ ਗੋ ਟੂ देयर ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟਸ, CROs ਜਾਂ ਸਪਾਂਸਰਸ ਦੀਆਂ, you can look for the same titles there as well. And the other titles that you can look for is with the CROs and sponsors: study startup specialist, then monitor, CRA, clinical research associate position, site monitor position, remote site monitor position where you do not have to travel, you can work from home, project manager, clinical trial lead, clinical trial administrator. And then there are business opportunities as well. So ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ research site ਖੋਲ੍ਹਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ, that's also a possibility. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਜੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬੰਦੇ ਆ, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਖੋਲ੍ਹਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, we open our own practice. So ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ research ਵਿੱਚ knowledge ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, you have good relations with the sponsors and CROs, and you can bring the studies in, right? So that's the first thing that you need. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ studies ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ, and you also need a PI, principal investigator. So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਟਰੈਕਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਵਿਦ ਅ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਖੋਲ੍ਹ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਸੋ ਦੇਅਰ ਆਰ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਰਾਊਟਸ ਦੈਟ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਟੇਕ. ਆਪਣਾ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਖੋਲ੍ਹ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਰਿਸਰਚ ਸਾਈਟ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਦੈਟਸ ਅ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ. ਸੋ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫੁੱਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰਨਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੰਟਰੈਕਟ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਨਾਟ ਗੋਇੰ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਏਬਲ ਟੂ ਅਫੋਰਡ ਦ ਸੈਲਰੀ ਆਫ ਅ ਡਾਕਟਰ. ਸੋ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਦਾ ਰੋਲ ਕਦੋਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ? ਜਦੋਂ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ. ਲਾਈਕ ਆਈ ਸੈਡ, ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਵੋਲਿਊਮ ਇਜ਼ ਲੋ, ਯੂ ਡੋਂਟ ਨੀਡ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਆਲ ਦ ਟਾਈਮ. ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੇਪਰ ਵਰਕ 'ਚ ਐਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, and let them know whenever you have a patient, you're going to call them so they can see patient in your clinic. This is how it's going to work. So that's a business opportunity. But again, under which upfront capital hai, right? ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਲੈਣੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਸਾਈਟ ਖੋਲ੍ਹਣੀ ਹੈ. You have to buy the equipment ਜਾਂ ਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਪੇਸ ਕੋਈ, ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਿਲਸ ਦੇਣੇ ਪੈਣੇ ਸਾਰੇ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰਿਸਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਬਿੱਲ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਬਿਲਿੰਗ ਹੋਊਗੀ. ਸੋ ਅਗੇਨ ਦੇਅਰ ਇਜ਼ ਅਪਫਰੰਟ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ. ਪਰ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਈਜ਼ੀ ਵੇ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਡਾਊਨ ਦ ਲਾਈਨ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਨਾ ਖੋਲੋ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਾਕਟਰਸ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨੋਨ 'ਚ ਨੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਲੀਨਿਕਸ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਹਸਪੀਟਲਸ 'ਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਲੈਬੋਰੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. Let them know that you know how to do the research studies. You can bring them the studies. You manage the study logistics on your end as an SMO, site management organization. So you become a site management organization. Ki different clinics या hospitals जिथे भी studies चल रही हैं, you provide the oversight. तुसी अपना उत्थे coordinator station किता होया, and that coordinator collects all the data. सारा काम करता है because doctors are so busy, they don't have time. ਉਹ ਇੰਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਡਮਿਨਿਸਟ੍ਰੇਟਿਵ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ, ਲੋਜਿਸਟਿਕ ਬਰਡਨ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ. ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਹੈਲਪ ਦੈਮ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਐਂਡ ਦੈਨ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਡੂ ਦ ਰੈਵਨਿਊ ਸ਼ੇਅਰਿੰਗ ਐਟ ਦ ਐਂਡ, ਜਿੰਨੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੈਵਨਿਊ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਟੱਡੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ, ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਇਨਰੋਲਮੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ. ਸੋ ਦੈਟਸ ਦ ਈਜ਼ੀਐਸਟ ਵੇ. ਸੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖੋ ਅਪਫਰੰਟ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਐਂਡ ਇਟਸ ਅ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟੈਲੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 'ਚ ਸਕਿੱਲਸ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਨੌਲੇਜ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਊਗੀ. ਯੂ ਕੈਨੋਟ ਸਟਾਰਟ right away. You have to wait. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਓ ਸਾਈਟ ਤੇ, ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਲਓ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਕੋਆਰਡੀਨੇਟਰ. ਸੋ ਯੂ ਗੈਟ ਟੂ ਲਰਨ ਆਲ ਦ ਇਨਸ ਐਂਡ ਆਊਟਸ, ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਕੀ ਗਿਆ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਐਂਡ ਦੈਨ ਯੂ ਟੇਕ ਅ ਸਟੈਪ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਫੀਲ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਭਾਈ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹਾਂ, then you take that step. ਤੁਸੀਂ clinics ਜਾਂ hospitals ਦੇ ਨਾਲ doctors ਦੇ ਨਾਲ nearby collaborate ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, and you do the administrative work, they do the clinical part. Okay, so that way ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ lease ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ bill ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣੇ, and you get the office space as well, right? So the first thing is going to be you have to do the contract with them so they are ready to work with you, and then you bring them the studies and patients ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ database ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ enroll, and if you have good knowledge ਤੁਸੀਂ outreach ਤੋਂ ਵੀ patients ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ studies ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. Okay, any questions so far? ਸਮਝ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ? Okay, let me know ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ question ਹੈਗਾ. So as a coordinator ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ start ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਈਟ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਰਾਊਟਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਖੋਲ੍ਹਣਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਖੋਲ੍ਹੋ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਸਟਿਡ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੋਨੀਟਰ ਬਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਵੀ ਟਾਕਡ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਦੈਟ ਕਿ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਮੋਨੀਟਰ ਯੂ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਟੂ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਸਾਈਟਸ, ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਠੀਕ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ. ਓਕੇ, so that role is in high demand. ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਕਾਫੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਤਾਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਉਹ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਟੂ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਇਨ देयर ਫੈਮਿਲੀਜ਼, ਉਹ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ. ਸੋ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੋਲ ਹੈ ਕਾਫੀ ਡਿਮਾਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਟਾਰਟਿੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਬਿਫੋਰ ਯੂ ਗਾਇਜ਼ ਗੈਟ ਮੈਰਿਡ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਬੜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਹੈ, ਐਂਡ ਯੂ ਗਾਇਜ਼ ਕੈਨ ਟਰੈਵਲ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਤਾਂ ਆਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੋਲ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੈਲਰੀ ਵੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਯੂ ਗੈਟ ਵਰਕ ਲਾਈਫ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ, ਐਂਡ ਯੂ ਗੈਟ ਟੂ ਸੀ ਦ ਵਰਲਡ. ਜੇ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਟੱਡੀਜ਼ ਨੇ, ਯੂ ਮੇ ਆਲਸੋ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਓਵਰਸੀਜ਼. ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਸੋ ਇੱਕ ਆਰਟੀਕਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਪਬਲਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਅ ਗਾਈਡ ਫॉर ਡਾਕਟਰਸ ਟੂ ਕਲੀਨਿਕਲ ਰਿਸਰਚ. So I have added a link here, and I will also share it with your teacher Namrata Kapoor. So can you click on this link? If you go back, is that clickable? The link? That's okay. So we can give you a copy of that. ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਸਾਰਾ workflow ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ if you want to start research in your clinic, what the workflow is going to look like, what's going to be the first step, second step, third step. So it's step-by-step guide. That's for doctors who wants to start the clinical research, or the students like you, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ future ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ research start ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ as a business opportunity. So it's going to be a good resource for you, and we'll share that with you. ਹਾਂਜੀ. So best way to get started is कि ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, you have to look for the volunteer opportunities around, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? So you have to network a lot. Is everyone on LinkedIn? LinkedIn use ਕਰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ?
Yes.
ਕੌਣ ਕੌਣ ਹੈਗਾ LinkedIn ਤੇ? Okay. So ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ, please make sure you make your profile. Okay, and connect with me on LinkedIn. You can search me with my name, Ekta Garewal. ठीक है? So LinkedIn is a gold mine. ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ professional networking ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ. So try to connect with people from the research industry. Ask them questions. Okay? ਉੱਥੇ recruiters ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ CRO sponsors ਦੇ ਲਈ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, and they are always looking for the candidates. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? So LinkedIn is must, it's recommended. So please ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ LinkedIn ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਬਣਾਓ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬਣਾਓ. It's kind of CV. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਖੋਲੂਗਾ, it's going to pull your CV, your resume, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ education, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ background. Okay, so that's something you guys have to try. And then I would say there are also some courses on Coursera. ਪਤਾ ਹੈ Coursera ਬਾਰੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ? ਹਾਂਜੀ. So ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਓਗੇ, you will find lot of free training links there. So that's something you have to try, or the CRA training with the CROs, या फिर internship opportunities. ਹਾਂਜੀ. So opportunities are huge. You have to make them happen to you. Okay, so if you are passionate and if you really want to grow, demonstrate your passion, and it's gonna open a grand world for you. So keep a positive mindset always. So you have to show your energy, your motivation. Okay, so je motivation nahi fir aapa kuch nahi kar sakte. You have to be motivated. So hard work always pays off. So je tusi hard work karte ho, it's going to be challenging in the beginning, right? Koi bhi cheez apan navi shuru karte hain, it seems it's hard, right? But once you are into it, things are going to get easier. So there is a learning curve in the beginning, but you will see once you are into it, you are really going to enjoy the field. So I also run an organization, 6 in Clinical Research, in Chicago, Illinois, where we bring awareness to the society about the research career opportunities. There is lack of awareness right now, and in the United States, diversity is very important. Even the FDA has mandated they want to see diversity in clinical research from patient perspective as well. So we cannot bring patients into the studies until we have our people from our society in the workforce. So क्योंकि workforce ਵਿੱਚ आओगे ਤਾਂ ही language barrier reduce होगा, right? Because साडी primary language ਉੱਥੇ English ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. So ਉੱਥੇ elderly immigrants ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ participate ਕਰੋਗੇ studies ਵਿੱਚ? They won't understand anything in English. So there is a language barrier. So ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਲੋਕ workforce ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਗੇ, they can talk to the patients in their own language. So trust will hoga. So diversity is very important. So that's something that we work on, bringing awareness to the society. We do free webinars. So if you guys are on Instagram, Facebook, you can follow our page, 6 in Clinical Research. So har month ਅਸੀਂ meet up ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. And there are free webinars you guys can attend. So we invite industry experts. They would share their career journey, and they would also direct you to the CROs and sponsors websites and their career pages, and they can also refer some good positions for you, because we keep the groups very small, so you get time to interact with the guest speakers. You can talk to them. So we also have like 5 to 10 minutes of questions and answers session with them. So that's a good opportunity for you guys if you want to attend the free webinars. And we also do the mentor-mentee program. So can you click on that link? So I have published actually 4 books for children, because this has to start from very early level. Because by the time ਅਸੀਂ graduate ਹੋ ਗਏ, post-graduate ਹੋ ਗਏ, it's sometimes late to understand about the careers in clinical research. So it has to start from early level. GSC United States with check kariye, there were no resources for children to learn about clinical research. So pandemic de which we took an initiative and we started writing a series of books for children. So is it in person? Oh, that's okay. So I have published some books. Meet a Research Doctor, Meet a Research Nurse, Glossary of Research, and I do have samples with me today. Namrata, ma'am, if you want to circulate the books, you can move these around the table so you guys can take a look at the books. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. But I would recommend you guys follow this page, 6 in Clinical Research, so you can start getting the notifications for the upcoming events and the webinars. Okay. So in the book that we are going to be leaving with the library, uthe ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ resources ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ listed ਨੇ, and these are on page number 164. The last 3 rows, GCP, IATA, and 6 in Clinical Research. These are not there actually. So I added those this morning. Last wale 3 ne. GCP and IATA training. Dono ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ free trainings ne. And if you have to work in the research field, even as a volunteer, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੋਲੰਟੀਅਰ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ GCP ਤੇ IATA ਸਰਟੀਫਿਕੇਟ ਆਪਣੇ ਰੈਜ਼ੂਮੇ 'ਚ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਨਾ, ਇਟਸ ਗੋਨਾ ਇਨਕਰੀਜ਼ ਦ ਚਾਂਸਸ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰ ਲਓਗੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਨੌਲੇਜ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ these certificates are needed, GCP and IATA. I have the links included here and I can also leave the presentation with Namrata ma'am. If you guys need the presentation, she can also share the PDF with you. Okay, so GCP IATA ਆ ਦੋਨੋਂ trainings ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ free ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਜੇ research ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, you have to have these two certificates. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ? ਹਾਂਜੀ
Ma'am, only for in India or we
ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ, that's why I added these, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਬੁੱਕਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਦੇਖੀ ਸੀ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਨੇ, these were not there, GCP and IATA. ਇਹ ਉੱਥੇ USA ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ. IATA training ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਲੈਬ 'ਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ and you have to transport the dangerous goods, ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਹੈ ਕਿ how you keep the environment safe, how you keep yourself safe ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ biological samples ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ. That's what the training is about. And the GCP ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ good clinical practice, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਸੇਫਟੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਐਥਿਕਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਡੀਲਿੰਗ ਵਿਦ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਲਾਈਵਸ. ਇਟਸ ਅ ਵੈਰੀ ਰੈਗੂਲੇਟਰੀ এনवायरमेंट ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਿਸਰਚ 'ਚ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਸੇਫਟੀ ਮੇਨਟੇਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ. ਸੋ ਦੈਟਸ ਵਾਟ ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਅਬਾਊਟ GCP. ਸੋ ਆ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗਸ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਨੇ. ਆਈ ਵੁੱਡ ਰਿਕਮੈਂਡ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੇ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗਸ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਰੈਜ਼ੂਮੇ CV ਵਿੱਚ ਐਡ ਕਰੋ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ? And 6 in clinical research, we talked about that ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ free webinars attend ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ going forward. So ਇੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਛੇਤੀ so you guys can eyeball it ਕਿ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ pharmaceutical companies ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਜਿਵੇਂ AstraZeneca, okay, Zydus, Lupin, Cipla, Sun, Intas. So ਆ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਇਹ ਲਿਸਟ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? Move to the next slide. Sun Pharma, Intas, ਤੇ ਆ CROs ਨੇ, and these are global actually. So I have worked with almost all of them. IQVIA, Seniors, LabCorp, Icon, Medpace, ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ global CROs. So if you go back, ਪਿਛਲੀ slide ਤੇ pharmaceutical companies. So ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ list ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ, these are the chosen ones. It's a huge list. ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨੇ companies, right? So it chosen ones ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੈਟਰ ਚਾਂਸਸ ਨੇ, ਇਹ ਫਰੈਸ਼ਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਹਾਇਰ ਛੇਤੀ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ. ਸੋ ਸੇਮ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਲਿਸਟ ਆਫ CROs that I have here. CROs, the next one. Go back. ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ, these are not major CROs. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਚਾਂਸਸ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ. ਤੇ like we talked about CRA training, monitor training, on-job training, we have a lot of positions. ਹਾਂਜੀ. So this is a book by Sarabjit Sidhu. She's with GSK and she has also been invited as a guest speaker for one of our 6 clinical research events. So she has published this book. ਤੇ ਆ book ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ available ਹੋਏਗੀ for you to read. So this is my contact information. So मेरा अपना ऑफिस का नंबर नहीं लिखा, मैं अपना पर्सनल सेल फोन लिखा, so you guys can WhatsApp me. ठीक है जी? So this is a country code +1. तो मेरी LinkedIn profile एकता गरेवाल, तुसी उत्थे मेरे नाल connect कर सकते हो. And then I also have my email here, egarewal@6inclinicalresearch.com. हाँ जी. So we can open the floor for questions. So how was it? You guys have to give me the feedback. Was it something new that you guys learned? Hanji. So how was it? Was it informational?
Yes.
Useful? Okay. So inu follow kon karuga down the line? You guys have to explore. Hanji.
Lights on कर दो.
ਹਾਂਜੀ. ਸੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੱਸੋਗੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬੈਕਗ੍ਰਾਉਂਡ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੈ, ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ?
Biotechnology.
ਓਕੇ, ਬਾਇਓਟੈਕ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਇਓਟੈਕ ਵੈਂਡਰਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਕਸਪਲੋਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਓਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀਜ਼। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ
Most of the biotech companies they want to opt their higher license outside, that is Western countries.
ਹਾਂਜੀ
Do they should have some, if they want to explore this area, they should take that training over here in India itself or after going there?
That's a good question. ਹਾਂਜੀ so as an example ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ institution ਹੈ right, we do not misguide anyone ਕਿ ਜੇ ਸਾਡੀ institution ਦੇ through ਜੇ ਕੋਈ training ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ right, they have to pay in dollars right, ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ we do not help with the visa ਜਾਂ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ training ਦਿਖਾ ਕੇ visa ਲੈ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ, so we do not misguide anyone. So to answer your question ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ training, if they already have the visa and it's definite that they are going to be moving to the US, I would say for US ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕਰ ਲਓ। ਹਾਂਜੀ so if they don't have the visa ਤੇ ਹਜੇ ਪੱਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਹੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਕਰੋ ਹਜੇ। ਹਾਂਜੀ so after you move to the US ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਹਾਂਜੀ does it answer your question? I hope so. ਹਾਂਜੀ any other questions? ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ question ਹੈ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ? No further questions. Okay. Thank you so much, and feel free to contact me for any questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Ekta ma'am. It was a wonderful session. And on the behalf of the organizing team, it is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. My heartfelt gratitude and respect for our guest speaker, Madam Ekta Garewal, not only for sparing her invaluable time to grace the occasion, but also for enlightening us with her commendable talk on the subject. I am immensely thankful to our worthy principal, Dr. Rajesh Kumar, who have been always supporting to our initiatives and encourage us to strive for excellence. An event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and bird's eye for detail. I thank Dr. Ajit Puri, convener IIC Council, for his tireless work. I thank other council members for their excellent teamwork. Once again, I thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Namrata ma'am. Thank you, Ekta ma'am. This was quite an informational session for most of the students. So students, feedback is very important for all the sessions. So we have created a QR code for submitting your feedback. And once you submit your feedback, your certificates will also be emailed to you. So make sure you write your name properly, you select your class properly in the feedback form, and do submit your honest reviews about the lecture. The certification process is basically automated. तो अगर आप गलत नाम लिखोगे, कुछ spelling mistake होएगी, तो आपके certificate के ऊपर गलत लिखा आएगा. So be very careful. The feedback forms are available here, right next to the door. यहाँ पे भी है और बाहर इस दरवाजे के पीछे और सामने वाले दरवाजे के पीछे 3 places. One by one you can leave. Just scan with your phone and then you can submit your feedback. Fine. So very soon we'll be coming up with the next event. We have yet to decide what to do next because your exam days are coming. So probably after the exams we'll be planning our next activity. So till then, thank you so much.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, about the PowerPoint presentation.